How we doing, everybody? Welcome, another Radiohead reaction today. It is a moon-shaped pool. I'm really interested in this project, based on time spent with Kid A, based on time spent with the incredible In Rainbows. So with Radiohead, you never really know what to expect, even though you kinda do. Just quickly, if you are seeing this on YouTube, it was previously an exclusive video on Patreon, and you can actually watch it on there, and all the future exclusive videos in uncut form. There is a link down in the description if you want to come and join, get the best version of the videos at early access, decide what I react to next. Let's go. Radiohead, Moon-Shaped Pool, or A Moon-Shaped Pool, or The Moon-Shaped Pool. Okay, the first song's called Burn the Witch, and I feel like I've heard this by the name, but we'll see. Damn, this is nearly 10 years old now, 2016, it feels like. I remember this coming out. I haven't heard this, I don't think.
Cheer the gallows. This is a roundup.
Really weird syncopation now that's hard to catch. This is fucking amazing. Fucking hell. That felt like, you know, that fucking meme, the video of like the kid in the wind, or the kid opening the door, he's like, ah, and his mouth goes, ah. That's what that felt like. Absolutely. It wasn't an assault. That would be an improper thing to say. It was an affront. It's like being in, I can't describe it as anything other than like in a hurricane of sound, but the sound was beautiful but intense. Lyrically, I mean, obviously it's called Burn the Witch. There was a line in there talking about red crosses on the doors, which is obviously a reference to the plague. I'm not going super into the lyrics because the music, the entire body of music in that song just fucking struck me, took me, full body experience. Bro, I got a cup of tea. It says bro on it. It says brilliant, bro. Apparently I am. It wouldn't surprise me if the song was just this now, for 6.5 minutes, Radiohead, like, fucking deal with it. It's brilliant. You'll find out in 10 years why it's brilliant.
Dreamers, they never learn. They never, damage is done. Damage
mean, the ending was disturbing. Beautiful, like a beautiful song. A beautiful piece of music. I mean, calling it a song almost feels like it's not enough. It reminded me of, you know, in Interstellar, where they land on the watery planet, and there's about, in my mind, about 5 minutes of it's just kind of this unusual, strange, ethereal, literally otherworldly, peaceful feeling before the wave comes. Spoilers if you haven't seen it, but if you haven't seen it by now, come on. Most of that song reminded me of that. For some reason, I just had visions of that. It was taking me somewhere. It's called Daydreaming. Very transportative, not as physically impactful as the first song, but just truly like transcending where I was. This so far has been incredible. No point comparing anything, but more along the lines of In Rainbows than Kid A, which was more challenging. This hasn't been challenging so far. It's just been not mind-blowing, just like super impressive. I can't think of the right adjective. Dex Dark.
You run to the back and you cover your ear, but it's the loudest sound you've ever heard. And all we trapped, wrecked out class people, we are helpless.
Radiohead seems to, this album in particular, sorry to pause it, seems to prod in the grey areas between the emotions that we're familiar with. You know? Those feelings, just like, what are those ones? I'm not sure. Like disquiet, melancholy, but also like, I don't know, foreboding joy. You know, that feeling where you experience joy but you're worried about the fact you're experiencing it at the moment, because that might mean, it doesn't, but that might mean that there's something bad coming along. That's known as foreboding joy. This is where Radiohead plays. This is where Radiohead prods for me, as opposed to happy, sad, angry, joy, the ones that we know very familiar with. It's those in between, those grey area ones. We're incredibly sensitive animals as humans, and we sometimes just boil it down to these very base emotions, but there's so many emotions. What a complicated system that we are, that we can experience all these other things. We can feel other people's emotions in it, to a point, emotions that we shouldn't necessarily be feeling in that moment based on our exact present circumstances and environment, could be prodded at by art. How strange. And Radiohead are masters of this. Reminds me of those weird singing bat women creatures in Elden Ring. Woo. Psychedelic at the end here. Damn, it like 3 for 3. Every song has been amazing. This is the easiest Radiohead album to listen to so far for me that I've done, and even I'm thinking parts of, obviously I've not listened to OK Computer all the way through, as an album in my life, but there are many songs on there which are big Radiohead hits. Big radio hits here in the UK, and you've heard a million times. And songs from before that as well. So I'll include those in my thing that I'm saying. Like, I think this is an easier, gentler listen for me than even like the big singles from back in the day. But that may be a case of age with me. Desert Island Disc. Okay. Just for the people that don't know, because I know I have a big American audience. You probably do, but just in case you don't, there's a show, a very, very, very long-running radio show here in the UK. I believe it's still going, called Desert Island Discs, where they interview a celebrity from any walk of life, could be author, film star, whatever, and they talk about if they were stuck on a desert island, what album or albums, because it's Desert Island Discs, would they bring with them? And you know, it's just a cool radio show, cool format that's been around forever. So in case you didn't know that, there you go. Wow, this reminds me of the Jose Gonzalez song, if you played Red Dead Redemption, the first one, where you first go into Mexico. This really reminds me of that. So Far Away or something that song's called. But anyway, let's continue with this. That fucking scared me. That was weird. It was just a gentle noise, but it was so far right in the channel in my headphones. Waking up from shutdown, from 1,000 years of sleep. Yeah, waking up from 1,000 years of sleep. I just fucking love it. Here's me going through my life. Hold on. Different types of love. Different types of love. Immaculate album so far. Absolutely fucking perfect. I'm just in awe. I love it. I love it. If it continues this good, this will be my favourite one. I can tell from first listen. And that's nothing on In Rainbows. It's nothing on Kid A. Nothing on future ones. Well, I can't predict future ones. But you know what I mean? It's nothing on the classic singles. The fucking Karma Police and Fake Plastic Trees and everything. But this will be my favourite one if it continues at this level. All the way through. We'll see. Long way to go. Full stop, but only one L. Okay. Feels like it's going to be a faster tempo on this one. I knew something was coming. Phenomenal. Again, don't even know what to say about that. That was just an experience. It was like a trip, like I was being pulled along somewhere literally in my mind. I'm trying to stay as focused. Focus is the wrong word, but I'm trying to stay as mindful, listening to the music as possible and just trying to be in it. But obviously, you do end up going elsewhere in your mind. And I was just in the car on the motorway. That was it. I was just in the car on the motorway. Things were just going past. It was a kind of unusual vision because it wasn't exciting. It wasn't thrilling and full of colours. It was like a dreary day here in England. There's a surprise. And it was just a dreary English drizzly day being in a car. However, the music doesn't really reflect that. That's just where it took me. So I thought I'd share it. But that build up for so long. And you knew it was coming so it built tension and tension and tension and tension and tension and tension. But then it gives you the release and then just allows you to just be absorbed in the soundscape that they've created without ever really going much further. A super unusual but very affecting track once again. It's just this, isn't it? Glass Eyes. So, before this starts, sounds beautiful already. There was a kid in a year below me, right, at school, and I knew him from when we were in little people's school. He was in the year below me all the way through till I finished secondary school. And I think probably about the time of 13, 14, I am anyway, he's the year below. This kid in front of me takes his fucking eye out. Now bear in mind I'd known him, or who he was, for about 6-7 years at this point, and had no idea that he had a glass eye. Now shout out to everybody that has a glass eye. Fucking Michael Bisping won the world title with a fucking glass eye. I don't know how the hell that even got through the medical procedures. Anyway, so this guy pulled out his eye, cleaned it, and popped it back in. Now, shout out to him for having the bravery to do that in front of everybody, and you know he absolutely should have done that. However, when you've known of someone, seen them pretty much daily for 7 years, and then in front of you, as far away from me as you are now, they pull their fucking eye out in front of you. That's quite the memory. That will stay with me forever. I have 2 stories about eyes, because I've told you the one before about the kid who, when I was about 6, and he must have been, this is awful by the way, in the school lunch hall, in the school I went to when I was really little, a kid from, again, 1 or 2 years below, I think, so he must have been really young. This is the 80s. Just sitting with a fucking saucepan below his face and blood dripping out of his eye. And then after that lunchtime, I never saw that kid again. So it's an awful story, but that when you're 6, that's a vision that stays with you forever as well. So 2 eye stories from school. There you go. The song's called Glass Eyes. I think I started it again.
Hey, it's me. I just got off the train. A frightening place. The faces are concrete gray, and I'm wondering, should I turn around? Buy another ticket, the panic is coming on. Street path trails off and heads down the mountain. Through the dry bush, I don't know where to lead, and I don't really care. I feel this love to go. Feel this love to
go. Stunning. Short, but stunning. Fuck just happened there with the beat? That was weird. It was like being fucking pulled through a vortex. This album is marching like Conor McGregor. Good olden days Conor McGregor, not current Conor McGregor. I can't really do it because of the green screen. Marching into my top 10 albums of all time. And it's stopping and shaking hands with some of the other Radiohead albums along the way. And who knows, it might bring them too. But for now, it's on a march. Straight in there. It's everything that I love without necessarily being able to describe it. But let's talk about some of my favourite records. Elliott Smith XO. Elliott Smith Either Or, Deftones, White Pony. Now, some other albums wouldn't really fit into this category, Nirvana's Nevermind and others. However, there is a through line between music that can take you to an emotional place gently, yet the emotions that you feel are extremely strong, but they're not the typical emotions like I talk about. They're those grey area emotions in between. There's a through line here which continues here. That continues here in terms of how it's making me feel on this first listen. Honestly, not that I have much to criticize about the other ones, but every fucking atom of this is so precisely laid and put down, and it's so easy. It's so easy to listen to. I'm trying to think of a bit better way, but that, you know, I don't want to make that sound like it's fucking pejorative about the record. You know what I mean? It's a huge plus. It is so complicated. It is so intricate. It is so meticulously placed, and yet so easy to listen to. Do you understand how fucking impossibly difficult that is to do? I mean, something happened with the beat halfway through that. I can normally catch a drop to half time in a beat. Listen, I listen to enough metalcore when the time is right to be able to catch a nice little half-time drop, no problem. I think that's what's happened there. It was either that or a time signature change or a different syncopation. But it honestly felt like I got pulled through a mini wormhole into a different reality. It was fucking wild.
Holds us like a phantom. Touches like a breeze, shares this understanding. Every shimmers and spells, every shimmers and spells. It's not somewhere else. It's not somewhere else. It's not somewhere. Call upon people.
Dude, the way this album, some of these songs build tension in the release. Release it, I'm shutting up.
The system is alive. Take back what is ours. Take back what is ours.
Just fucking phenomenal. There were moments in there that reminded me of Cream, you know, Eric Clapton, Ginger Baker and all, from before I was born. One of my favourite bands that I used to hear in the car growing up, and I still love them. Oh, they're fucking incredible, that's why. Fucking outstanding. Outstanding. 3 tracks to go. Let's go. It is raining. You can probably hear it on the mic. Seems sort of suitable. I was in a different part of the universe then. Do you know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of the concept, the idea that the Cartesian model of thinking about mind and body this is something that I've been studying a lot recently. The mind and body separation, which we kind of take as read as granted a lot of the time. And certainly the way that we were taught how the brain worked, certainly when I was younger, I don't know what it is now, is wrong. Being the classic quote, I think, therefore I am. But in actual fact, we are not our thoughts. And the reason that you know that you're not your thoughts is because if you're stuck in thought, you can notice that you're stuck in thought and look at those thoughts. Kind of like, it feels like it's like a different part inside you. And like, well, who the fuck is that guy then? Well, that's actually you. But he's not your thoughts. Or she. Or them. They're not your thoughts. Thinking like that puts you into the present tense. Puts you into the present. Lots more to talk on this subject soon. This will be the next 10 years of my life, I think. Ultrasound of a heartbeat, maybe? Very strange. Probably the least immediate song on the album, actually. Okay, final track, True Love Waits. Fucking incredible record.
I'll drown my beliefs and wash your swollen feet. I'm not living. I'm just killing time. True love waits. In haunted attics.
Wow. Damn. Fucking hell. What an album. It's absolutely amazing. It's immaculate. It is so perfectly poised with every atom that it is, and so gentle. You know, the other records jump between quite intense, powerful, provocative, and gentle and soft. This is more, almost all just on that gentle, ethereal. I mean, there's, the track Daydreaming really sums it up. I feel like, obviously it's a first listen of this, and I'm still relatively new to the other ones that I've covered recently, but this feels like it's my favourite. Just off that first listen. We shall see, but then again, I can only feel like this album's going to be a huge part of my future. So once again, just thanks for the opportunity to afford me the time and space to listen to these albums in this capacity with you guys, people watching, people enjoying my reactions, which, you know, I do not take for granted. This is an amazing privilege, and just a privilege to listen to this and in this, you know, in this format. Yeah, there's more Radiohead to do. There are more records that move me, well, that might move me, hopefully, to do. So yeah, keep them coming. Keep them coming. I'm loving this direction that we're going at the moment. I'll see you all soon.